Guys, what's going on? Zach Evanesh, Underground Strength Gym, Underground Strength Coach. Just finished a first ever, I guess, semester of the Underground Strength Coach Certification online course. Closed it down earlier, pretty excited. And a buddy of mine, Evan Marcus, who is a strength coach in the NFL, he saw the books that I posted earlier, and he said, Zach, Zach, what's your top 5 books? I said, dude, that is a tough question. Now, can I find the top 5 books? That's the whole other question. Here's definitely one of them. Got a band up here. Turning Pro by Steven Pressfield. I love this book. And then I had The War of Art on audio. You know, The War of Art is very much for, I don't want to say it's for entrepreneurs, but I just love The War of Art. And whoever did the audio, whoever read the book was just absolutely amazing. Relentless was an amazing book. It's hard to say that this is my favorite. These are my favorite books. But Tim Grover's Relentless, I'm just going to pull it out here for you guys to see. This book really fired me up. Tim Grover's Relentless. By the way, my bookshelf is pretty much breaking. Let's take a look at the bookshelf. What do you say, guys? I'll flip it around. Cornwall Weightlifting Club said, I remember you from 2009. Came across you from CrossFit, and I love what you're doing with the young athletes. Yeah, man. CrossFit Journal featured me in 2007 the first time. Okay, guys, definitely Turning Pro by Steven Pressfield. That's a definite. Relentless is up there. I'm not going to say it's a definite book. Training, Marty Gallagher's book, The Purposeful Primitive, really blew me away. I still keep it, on the desk. I love showing you guys what's on the desk. Pushing for Power was good by Bill Sino. Nothing like, whoa, mind-blowing. Super Squats, love it. Love this book. Josh Bryant. This is going to be the book I read when I take a vacation soon. Chris Duffin's book. I always keep Josh Bryant's books very handy. Man, guys, this is going to be really, really tough. Let's get back over here. Brian said I had to get my copy of Turning Pro by doing 25 push-ups. Yep. I gifted, came to the Strong Life Experience. I think I gifted them Turning Pro. Maybe it was The War of Art. I always gift books that I love. And so he didn't have it, and I made him do 25 push-ups. Said you got to earn it. Any chance you make this list of books into a visual Instagram post or Facebook post? Well, guys, on my website, zachevanesh.com, go to the search bar, type in strength and conditioning books, type in books. You'll see all videos that I have done about this stuff. Turning Pro is a must. It's a must. Dan John's book, Never Let Go, I remember really, really inspired me. And it inspired me on also how to write my own book, The Encyclopedia of Underground Strength. So I'm looking here. I've got a couple of Dan John's books. And I'm taking questions as we go. Let's flip around. I'm going to give a lot of these books to the library. I mean, who knows who's going to read them in the Manasquan library. I have no clue. Of course, Arnold's Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding, or The Education of a Bodybuilder, was great. You know what was a great book business-wise? I see Seth Godin's book there. Tribes. I read that book a long time ago. Any of the old Pavel Tsatsouline books are great. Man, dude. Books that I really, really love. Put me on the spot there. This book blew my mind last year, guys. Willpower Doesn't Work. And also The Great Work of Your Life. I get into those books during my Strong Life experience. And in a nutshell, Willpower Doesn't Work is about your environment. That you could have all the willpower in the world if you want, but if your environment is not conducive to success, you're not going to be successful. That's the bottom line. Oh, I gave everybody the Perfect Day Formula by Craig Ballantyne at my Strong Life Experience. Cornwall Weightlifting Club. With your more advanced athletes, what kind of frequency are you working with? 3 to 6 days per week? Do you have any twice a day people? I don't have anybody doing twice a day weightlifting, but they certainly will do twice a day training sessions, and it's not the most optimal. It's different than college. So kids go to school during the day, then they'll lift, and then they'll wrestle. Sometimes they'll, at our one location, our gym is in a building with a wrestling club. So they'll finish lifting for an hour or 50 minutes, and they'll go right into an hour and 15-minute, hour and a half practice. Now, when I was in college, we lifted at 8 and 9 a.m., and then they came back for like a 3 o'clock practice, unless they had like a private session with one of the coaches. So having a 4-hour break in between a training session where you could get some rest, get some food, get some fluids, that stuff's super important. I've got books, everywhere. So I was looking at a lot of Josh Bryant's books recently. Him and I are trying to organize another podcast. I think I've done 3 podcasts with him. Ron McKeefrey's book. This one, you just flip it open to any page. There's wisdom from 100-plus strength coaches. Pretty awesome. This was definitely one of my favorite books in the early days. I really love reading stuff by Louis. Dellinger Files. Pretty damn good. This is an amazing book. Power to the People, and also The System. I thought this book was great. I thought that was a great book. What do we got there? Jim Steele's Boss Barbell Club. Excellent stuff. Well, let's say hi to everybody. Gym session with sports-specific practice. Yeah, it's not optimal, but it is what it is, guys. Sports in general are not perfect. So, guys, let me, turning pro, I think, is crucial no matter what you do in this world. That's an amazing book that you should read. Willpower Doesn't Work, I think, is great if you're an entrepreneur, as is The Great Work of Your Life. Dan John, Never Let Go would be great for strength coaches. It would be great for strength coaches. Let's see. We're on one bookshelf. We're going to move over to the other one. I remember reading this book. Let's flip this around. A Season on the Mat. Long time ago when I was coaching wrestling, I couldn't put that down. Of course, I knew a lot about Dan Gable. I knew a lot about him from watching on VHS Competitor Supreme. Looking up on the top shelf here, things are just a little bit out of sorts on my bookshelf. All right, let's move on to the next bookshelf. And by the way, guys, look at, show you something. See this 3-ring binder, Westside Training, Blitz. I basically printed out all the Westside Barbell articles from that time and put them in a 3-ring binder. This is, days of me having a flip phone, okay? Let's get up here. Let's take a look. This shelf is a lot more business stuff, although there's some interesting stuff here. I'm seeing if anything stands out. I thought Unlabeled was a good business book at the time when I read it, but I don't feel the need to go back and reread it. Turning Pro is a book I have reread quite often. Discipline Equals Freedom. That book's just like a punch in the face. I like that book a lot. A lot of Dan Kennedy books. I think some of my books are upstairs. What else we got? Let me saying what's up to everybody. And if anybody has questions, feel free to post a comment. All right, I don't see any books here standing out. I'm looking at some of these spiral bound books. A lot of business stuff here that I just want to get rid of. Let's look down here. Oh, man. All right, guys. I think I'm going to basically be telling my buddy Evan that I'm going with Turning Pro. Oh, my God, I got books everywhere. It's out of control. We'll go with Turning Pro. Let me borrow some books. Absolutely, bro. Dan Kennedy books are great. Strength Coach CEO by Ron McKeefrey. Great books. The older books are the ones that I love, guys. So, man, Evan Marcus wanted a top 5 books. I don't have a top 5 for you. Josh Bryant's books are, I'm saying Turning Pro. I'm saying Relentless. Arnold's books were just super inspiring for me. It depends where you are in life. That's the tricky thing. Where are you in life? And that's going to determine what book I'm recommending for you. A lot of these books, it's time to let them go. It's time to let them go. These old books are great. Josh Bryant's books are great. These old Pavel books are certainly some of my favorites, and I think some of the best books out there. His books are some of the best books out there. Nothing fancy, guys. Purposeful Primitive, absolutely. That book's, if you're a meathead, you got to read it. All right, guys, I think that's it. You have a book that helps you figure out a career path. Yeah, Kurt, catch the replay of this. There's a book called The Great Work of Your Life. That's a great book for you. And then Turning Pro and The War of Art. So I'm going to recommend those 3 books for you. And looking at if there's any other business things. The Great Work of Your Life. Turning Pro is Stephen Pressfield, and so is War of Art, Stephen Pressfield. So those 3 books I think are great for career. And then the other way to keep up with stuff, guys, podcasts. That's it, guys. I'm going to do a little bit of work here, and I might watch TV for 30 minutes, believe it or not. Can you open a library next to your gym with all these books? Dylan, what's up, buddy? Send me a message. Let me know how you're doing. You know what? The thing is about books, guys, is not everybody respects books. Not everybody has the discipline to read anymore because we're so connected to our phones. The first book is The Great Work of Your... Turning Pro. Turning Pro, The War of Art, The Great Work of Your Life. And those would be 3 career books for you. I got a lot of business books up here, but time to cut those loose. Time to cut them loose. Kosher Dills is in the house. All right, guys, I'm pretty tired, man. I've had a long, tough day. Gonna unplug a little bit and chill out. Talk to you guys soon.